I intend to. No, you...
I said I was going to pick the camera up.
Oh.
That's what I was waiting for.
Oh, all right.
But
All right.
whatever.
Okay.
No.
Hello, and welcome to my walks with a camera. We're in this lovely conservation area. It's my wife Virginia and our dog Rupert. It's a lovely warm day. There's not a cloud in the sky. Heat is not too bad. But the reason we've come to this conservation area, which is near Barrie, Ontario, and actually closer to Canadian Forces Base Borden, is because there's a really interesting historic site here, known as Fort Willow, which has a really interesting history. And it's just over this way. Very cool. Woods is nice. Buckets of mosquitoes, warning signs about ticks. Hopefully there'll be possums in the area eating the ticks. We'll see. This is Fort Willow, or more correctly, a reconstruction of Fort Willow. The original fort no longer exists. And for a long time in the 20th century, it was lost to history. But this fort has a very interesting history and predates the War of 1812, because the Northwest Company constructed this fort here, which is beside the Nottawasage River. It is also on the end of what's known as the 9-mile portage. Now, the 9-mile portage was a portage route, a road that ran from Fort Willow to Lake Simcoe in Kempenfelt Bay. And from there, the Northwest Company could move supplies up to its upper posts on the upper Great Lakes and farther west. Plus, this depot, because it's beside the Nottawasage River, hooked up to the Northwest Company warehouses, which were at the mouth of the Nottawasage River. The Northwest Company was extremely powerful. It's the rival of the Hudson's Bay Company. And this complex here was the administrative center for this fort. And it is from here that supplies could be moved, as I said, up the Nottawasage River. There were warehouses below this fort, as well as repair facilities for York boats and canoes, and it hooked into Lake Simcoe. What is also interesting is prior to the War of 1812, the Northwest Company actually bought Yonge Street, which ran from York, modern-day Toronto on Lake Ontario, and north to what is known as Holland Landing. And then from Holland Landing, it went into Lake Simcoe and up to Kempenfelt Bay and over to where modern-day Barrie is. During the War of 1812, this fort became key in the British military supply lines, especially after 1813, when the Royal Navy lost control of Lake Erie and the upper Great Lakes after the Battle of Put-in Bay, which was September 10th, 1813. So this fort became a key hub in moving supplies, equipment, and material to the upper forts. Also, it was key in bringing furs south and eventually to Montreal. After 1821, when the Northwest Company and the Hudson's Bay Company ended up merging into one, this fort fell out of use as the Hudson's Bay Company redrew a number of the trade routes. This was no longer used, and it fell into disrepair. And for much of the late 19th century, early 20th century, it lay forgotten. This is really cool. All throughout Ontario, in fact, all throughout anywhere, there are all kinds of little historic sites much like this, each with a story to tell. And all were key in the founding and in the population of the areas where you live. All you got to do is go and look around and find them, because they're kind of neat and they have interesting stories to tell. The warehouses that were here, that were built by the Northwest Company, were just down the slope on the Nottawasage River. They're gone. The Nottawasage River runs north to Georgian Bay. Very, very interesting place. Very cool place. Little piece of history, little bit of historic trivia. You should come, check it out. In your own wanderings, looking around for places that tell interesting stories or have interesting historic trivia, keep an open mind, look around, read historic plaques. You won't be disappointed. This place is very cool. Till next time, just remember, keep walking with a camera. Cheers. You know, it's places like this, when it's a quiet day, there's nobody around but me and Virginia and our dog Rupert. You can close your eyes and suddenly the people that lived and worked here come to life. Call it a bit of an overactive imagination, or call it the past coming back. Take care.